Hello and welcome back to our start from scratch on the old farm countryside. We're currently heading up to the shop in the Fendt, and that is because we need to get to work on our on our 3 fields. So we have fields 4, 33 and 31. We need to get all 3 of those ploughed. Now I had 2 choices here. I can either go with the plough, and specifically I can go with this Case IH14, which we've got 180 horsepower, and that is a 3-meter plough and would be really good. But as much as I want to go with that, the subsoiler choice at the moment with this Lemkin Dolomite 4-meter is even better. It's 8,500, although we're going to lease this, but the lease will be lower and requires less horsepower. So we're going to use this. We're going to get this. We could almost buy it, and I'm very tempted, but we at the moment we're just trying to get past stuff. So let's get this. We're gonna match this to our tractor, I think. So some nice. What we'll do is we'll have some nice grey bits with some black colour to it. I'm liking that a lot. That fits with our tractor very, very much. So we're going to lease this. £465 to start with. Will work out quite nicely for us. I should really actually have got the red tines on it, but too late now. Yeah, red tines would have been better, but it does match. I mean, we've got the grey down the main body of our tractor. Actually, that really does work quite nicely. So we're going to get this back up to, we'll take it up to field 4 first, because that is the closest field to here, and it works our way back to where our farmyard is. And we'll go and get started up there. Field 4 is coming up on our right, just up here. And the beautiful thing about having a subsoiler, and the reason why I've gone for a subsoiler, and I did discuss this a little bit before on a previous video, is basically because of its versatility. We have, this does both ploughing and cultivating at once. As a piece of kit that allows us to get the job done as quickly and as efficiently as possible, this is great. This is also possible to tow a seeder behind this, but we can't tow a planter. And what we're actually going to be getting is a planter. We need a planter because we want to do stuff like, soybeans. We also want to do cotton. Because we've got the cotton harvester, I really, really want to get cotton. And I want to do a large field of that. We need to absolutely justify having that cotton harvester at the moment. And the trouble is we really can't. It's quite an expense. And so we really need it to be making back money for us. We're going to need a bigger field. So we're probably going to have to plant both of these, or 2 of our fields with cotton. There we go, pull that out. Now the one thing, while this is nice and versatile, the one thing that it doesn't do is it doesn't allow create fields. So you can't do create fields with this. There is a mod that does it, but one of the things I like is the uniqueness of this. So this covers, these subsoilers cover a different aspect. They're doing the ploughing and cultivating. I don't want them to be just massive all-in-one piece of kit. So that's why we don't use that mod. If we want to create fields, we're going to have to get our hands on a plough. As it is at the moment, we don't need to. Right, we're going to have to cover that little patch there. Now, once we've done a row or 2 here, what I'm going to do is we're going to set a hired worker off on this job. Because a hired worker will be a little bit more efficient than us doing it. And we're going to go and find with our harvester a contract that we can do. Oh no, actually we're not going to use our harvester. We're going to do a separate contract. I have an idea for something. I want to do a bit of, I'd like to do some potatoes or some sugar beet. Partly because they are really, really lucrative. And you find the right one and you can make like 30,000 in one fell swoop. Takes a little while, but that's not too much of an issue here for us with these videos. So let's get this onto a hired worker and see exactly what it is that we have to choose from with our contracts wise. So hired worker away, and let's hit the escape. So I do actually, so as you guys have probably guessed, I do have one highlighted here. £27,216 on field 39. Now field 39 is this one here. So you look at field 4 and what we're doing at the moment, and then field 39. This is one that's going to take us a little while, but that's all good. While that's happening, we can get the subsoiler moving between our fields. So let's go back to the contract. We are going to borrow items for this. It's going to cost us 1,300, but we are going to make a considerable amount of money from it. So borrow those items. Go back, and yeah, let's head down to the shop, pick up these bits, and get ourselves started. So here's the kit we're going to be using. We have a Tatra Phoenix here with a nice big cramp trailer on it. And here is the harvester. So this is a Grimmy Maxtron, Veritron, sorry, 470. So we're going to jump in that. Take this down to our field. Let's get some beacons on while we're going this. So I'm not overly worried about getting the lorry down there at the moment. Let's get this into position. Now field 39 from here. I don't think I can get to it by going out the bottom of the town, and I really don't want to risk that with what happened with the Combine before. So we're going to head out this way, and we're going to make our way down to the field and get things unfolded and started. Fortunately, it looks like it's only going to be transported to Southwest Grain, which is going to be a nice short trip. Here we go. Field 39 is coming up on our right there. It is really, really covered in weeds, but we should get a fair amount of cash off here. We should do pretty well off this. I'm going to start on the bottom, so let's unfold the harvester. And once it's unfolded, there we go. There we go. Pipe in to begin with. That there, and down, and away we go. So this will be very, very lucrative. It's going to take time to do, which isn't too bad. As I said, we're going to be moving. We've got plenty of time because we want to be moving our subsoiler between fields as well. And so in doing this, we're going to earn a good amount of money and get basically cover our subsoiler and cover the cost of the hired worker that we've got going on it. It's not actually that big a field, which is not too bad. We want to take about 4 headlands off this, so I'm going to crack on with it and get as much of the headlands out until we get filled up, and then we'll come back and we'll get our first load off of this. We haven't made it halfway round yet, and we are already 72% full. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a hired worker itself and grab the truck here. We'll get this down to the field swiftly so that we can get emptied at that top corner. Wait, let's get the shuttle on. Reverse this up. Because, yeah, that's already up to 80%. So we're going to have to take it out of the crop to empty it, which is... I forgot that potatoes really fill your harvester up very, very fast. Now, there is no way out of the bottom at the town other than basically making a sharp left just before you hit the bottom of it. We've reached the field again, and it looks like the helper knew it was getting full because it's turned around and set it so that the pipe is out, which is really, really useful to us. So we can just stop this here, jump out, and we can get the hired worker back off this. And then when it's emptied, we can just turn around, head back the other way. I'm really quite pleased though that it turned around. That is very useful. So there we go. That is emptied. Again, I haven't turned the shuttle on this and didn't realise. But we can back off here and then turn this around and head back the way we're going to go. So we are going to come back this way, of course. We're gonna do the rest of the headlands pipe out. It's the whole thing with the harvester of making sure that you are not damaging your equipment, not damaging the harvester, and by whacking that on various trees and things as you go around. So I'm expecting to fill up at least another couple of times, or well, we're gonna at least empty once more doing this headland, if not. No, I don't think we'll empty twice doing this headland now. We will empty once more though. We're not gonna make it all the way around with this. It's gonna be a bit of a slog getting this done, but we will be using the hired worker a bit. And we don't have very far to go to tip these potatoes, so that is all good. So I'm going to crack on again, and we'll see how far we get before we have to go and empty our lorry. Back up at field 4 now, and yeah, our hired worker has finished. So that is that field all nicely done and dusted. We're going to get our Fendt over to field 30, I think it is. No, 31, sorry. So we're going to get this down to 31. And get this started on there. Something I'd completely forgotten about potatoes. So doing those potatoes, I'd absolutely completely forgotten several things. Firstly is how quickly the harvester fills up. It is doing 2.5 tanks on that harvester per headland. And we're only about a third of the way through the third headland, so we've got way to go on that yet. The other thing is the yield. The yield is ridiculous. It is absolutely massive. So it's we're just doing so well on it. But this is why those contracts pay so well and have so much, because yeah, you end up with so many potatoes. And what it should mean is we may be able to save some potatoes ourselves and maybe plant them later and do our own potato harvest. Or certainly use them to plant, to do some planting of potatoes for a contract. Which again, another lucrative contract is potato planting. But for now, yeah, we just need to get this started over here on field 31. It should be fine. It's a rectangular field. Plenty of space for it to turn on. So I'm just going to get the hired worker working on this. And we will then head back over to field... what was it? Field 39 is where we are. So let's pop out of here. This Lemkin is working really well on the back of this. And I'm looking forward to getting a planter and getting some stuff in these fields. In fact, I think we should put cotton in here. And cotton in this field would be absolutely perfect. Nice big field. Would pay for the cotton harvester to harvest it. Yeah, well worth it. So I think we'll end up putting cotton in this field. So I'm going to leave the hired worker going from here. And we are going to head back over to here. Now, I have the Tatra on follow me here. So as you can see, that is following us around. It is currently 65% full. So I think we've got another 2 loads to get into this before we can go and empty it. And I think what we'll do is we'll probably set up a plate course when we go to empty it. So what I'm going to do is, as we're at 87%, let's pull our lorry forwards. See if it will pull up the side. No, I think it needs shifting out slightly as well. Alright, so we're going to be full before that comes up beside us. There we go. Alright, it's right on the edge. Let's pull it in. And we are full. That trailer is not full. Oh. Not quite worked as I'd hoped. I think we are going to have to... we'll set up a course for it and sort it. That is 75% full. This might actually fill this. It might get close at the very least. Yeah, 81%. So we're going to back this off. that is going to have an issue with this. Right, and away we go. Well, it might not. No, it stopped doing the follow me. That's fine. But it's 82%. Oh no, it is following beside us. That's good. Let's back that off a little bit. So that can follow us around here now, and we'll just top it off in a bit. It's yeah, 82%. Not much further to go. And this is our third headland, so we're going to take one more headland off this, and then send it back, or yeah, then start cutting in and doing the field properly like that. We'll then be knocking the field out quicker, I think. Getting courseplay running on this and getting this all functioning as it should, we will get this field knocked out a lot quicker. But I'm going to get this lorry filled up, and then we'll go and set up a courseplay course. Okay, doing the last top up now. And once we've done this, yeah, it's 92%. So we're just running the lorry beside us at the moment, just to get this finished. And then, once that's done, it will be 94%. It's not filling up very quickly because we are putting it into the lorry as quickly as we can harvest it. But we're up to 95% at this point. Come on, just a little bit further. It's quite a good way of doing this, actually. We could set, what we could do is set courseplay actually to work this way. So set a really, really low threshold for when it drives beside, and go with that. Maybe a 50%, but it would be, yeah, we'd have to set it pretty much as 0, I think, in order for it to stay beside all the time doing this. There we go. That is 100% that our Tatra is full. So, yeah, undo that. Start this, and we'll set up a courseplay course. Right, so what we want to do is, I think we want to set it up from here. Start recording here. Perfect. And we are going to, we are literally going across the road. We're literally coming out of here, going around here, and into here. So nice short courseplay course. If we can find out where the sell point is. I'm guessing the sell point is round the back. I'm hoping it is. Otherwise, this is going to be a horrible course to back out of. Yeah, there we go. So tip this, and we've got enough space to turn around in here as well. Like so. We'll see how much. This is not going to get us very far on this contract, I don't think. And done. Close that. And head back out. And back round. And I'm going to want to save this course, because I don't know how much longer it's going to take us to get this done. But I have a feeling it's a fair old time. As I said, we're only just coming up to the end of our third headland. But we can come onto here, like so. And we'll just park this up here, like that. Stop. So we'll save this. Field 39 transport. F39 transport B. No, potatoes. There we go. And we are carting from the harvester. Start. Yeah, that one there. Change our harvester. 39. Oh, that's changed. So I'm going to select the Veritron. And perfect. So drive course. So that's now waiting for the harvester. We're going to switch over, which is that way. And hopefully now, what we'll find is that our lorry should keep up beside us and keep going. And we'll go from there and see if it works. Here comes our agro truck now, and we set it so that it drives at like 50%. It's made it most of the way around the field. Seems to be catching up with our harvester. Yeah, and there we go. Wow, that's pretty cool. That is working perfectly for us now. Even if it is being a little bit late on the turning, I'm pushing our harvester up a bit. Oh, yeah, it's stopped. And we need to keep moving. There we go. So yeah, that emptied off there. That took 15% off us. 70%. Yeah, actually that works out really, really well. So should keep us going. That should empty on a regular basis. A lot of the time what we're going to be doing is going up and down the field. So it won't make a huge amount of difference. But we are in a position now where we're going to be keeping going, just continually harvesting and getting this field knocked out and not having to worry about getting too full. It will just work wonderfully now. Headlands are done and we are heading down here because we're going to do our first cutting like so. There we go. And this should now mean that we start getting through the field a bit quicker. Getting cut in at this point is really great. And yeah, I just wanted to take this opportunity at the moment actually to talk about my general plans. So after last time, when we sort of set up our yard in field 34, which we don't own, so we're just sort of using that yard area. But I want to buy field 34. So if I come into here and have a look at here, cost of field 34 and that area there, that is 303,000. So that is what we're saving up for at the moment. That is what we're trying to raise the cash for. If we can manage that, that will be brilliant. We'll be able to extend, field 33 a bit further south. And then look to build an animal yard in the lower half of that field. It basically is a really versatile area for us to expand our farm into. Will mean that we can actually go with that yard and go for something a little bit bigger. I think the truck is coming up the outside. That's good. So we will be looking to expand our yard into that way and do that. Which will be really useful for us. We want to actually come down this side. Lorry's getting a bit lost. Slightly to be expected because we're doing strange maneuvers. There we go. So hopefully that will now come to here and unload. Although I'll have to do it a little bit in the crop, it should be fine. Yeah, so we're going to look to expand like that, which will be really good, which will be really useful. We're going to be full before that lorry gets anywhere near us. There we go. So we'll get this unloaded. Lorry is at 31%. This will take it up to nearly 50. And yeah, so we'll just whack on with this field and see how far we get. This should be the last load for this before it goes and tips. Hopefully this is going to get us quite a bit further along. That is, yeah, 97% full. So that will sit there for the moment and then should go off and tip. Once it does that, I think it's going to jump up our results a bit. We're at 40%, which is amazing. I am absolutely astounded that we're 40% through this contract when we have so much field to go. I think we're going to make a really, really decent amount off the excess on this, which will be brilliant. I don't know where our lorry is going. Yeah, our lorry is heading off. That is going to go and sell these. I think it might head through the crop to do it. Oh, no, maybe not. I think it's just going to keep driving down the field. There it goes. And yeah, that's going to go and drop that off the sell point. Obviously, it's not going to sell them at the moment. I'll be interested to see, actually, if the percentage or the percentage complete jumps when we do this. Because that would be really useful to know. It's tipping them now, and there we go. 28% has been transported. Interestingly, I'm slightly amazed at that. So it's 28% has been transported, but we are 44% complete. So that's a little bit odd. It's a little bit odd that there seems to be a bit of a disconnect between those two. But we are doing quite nicely. Our truck seems to have got stuck. So I'll go deal with that, and we'll continue on. Lorry is coming to empty again, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop my harvester at the point where we're looking to empty and head over to here. Because our Fendt has finished subsoiling our second field now, which is absolutely brilliant. So we are going to get all three done today while we're doing this. Our cultivator is at 33% damage, tractor is at 18%, so everything is good. It's all sitting very nicely. These potatoes, I'd forgotten exactly, as I said earlier, I've forgotten that they take so long to do. But it is going to be worth it. It's going to be 30,000 plus whatever else we can get off those fields. So yeah, massively, massively good. And massively useful to us. We've almost finished that first cut in as well. We are about 46% done on that. I think that this is probably going to be a job that finishes before then. If it does, what we might do is we might go and have a look and get ourselves a seeder and get that cotton seeded. So field 31, maybe get that seeded, and then look at seeding our other two fields. For now, though, we still have this to do. I kind of want to get our seeder after I've done the stuff with the potatoes. Right, and away the hard work goes again. And subsoiling. Perfect. Last row of this cut in, we've just emptied filling the lorry, or we've just emptied into the lorry. That's up to 70%, so that'll take, it's about 15% per tank off this harvester. So that'll take 2 more fills before that needs to be emptied. I'm slightly concerned that it's going to try and empty while we're doing the next cut in, but can't be helped. If it does, we'll just have to roll with it. For now, though, we got a good chunk of this field done. I'm wondering how close. Oh, we're at 49%. We're almost halfway through this contract at the moment. So yeah, it's a long old contract, as I said earlier, and there's a lot of work to be done. This is ever so slightly annoying. We have reached 100% full just before the end of our cutting. So our lorry is having to come down the potato rows here and empty out. I'd kind of hoped we wouldn't have to do that. But sometimes that's kind of how it goes. It does happen with potatoes, actually. That, okay, not a lorry like this, but you will get tractors driving down the rows to empty the harvester like this. So it's not completely out of the realms of possibility. It just would have been nice if we'd made it to the end, and we weren't far either. It was the really annoying thing. We were really close. 13% more left on our lorry, so I don't know if that's going to go and tip now or not. Certainly seems to be going a different direction to where I want it to. I think that's going to end up stuck in a tree in a minute, so I'll grab that out when it does. This, though, is still going along nicely. We're still, getting stuff out and still getting the potatoes done and dusted. I'm trying to sort of ease myself into here so I get as much of this as possible. And then we'll set it to 0. There's no GPS, unfortunately, but we are still getting it to work, which is great. So back up the field. This is the longest part of the field, so this is the bit that takes the time at this point. Otherwise, all good. Almost at the end of the second cut in now, and it's actually going to work out quite well because we should empty into our agri truck or into our lorry just before we end this row, which would be really good, really useful to us. Means we're not going to have the same situation we had last time when we ran out of space in our harvester. We should make it the whole way across. I've got a few little tufts left in the field, but we'll see how we go with those at the end. But it's all good. It's all running like clockwork at the moment. So let's have a look at this. We are 64% of the way through. That is not going to tip. So what I'm going to do, I think, is we'll cut in again. We've got the longest, largest part of the field done now. So I'm quite happy with that. We're going to cut in here. Go on with it, down and away. Perfect. And we're basically going to keep going on this until our subsoiler is finished. Because what I want to do, I don't mind having this going on in the background next time for the next video, but we do want to get into doing some seeding. We need to do some planting because we want to get the cotton in the ground. We also want to get the any other crops, so we're going to probably do soybeans. Soybeans tends to be my go-to. Although having said that, recently there's been quite a thing for oats. Oats seem to have altered in price. I noticed that on this map, certainly, the price had gone up on them. I noticed DJ was mentioning the price had gone up on them as well. So I think the oats, either the maps that I've been looking at and the maps we've been working on recently, have suddenly had this influx or update on oats that's increased their value, or Giants have adjusted the oats and I just hadn't noticed it till now. So we might get oats in. Of course, the trouble we have is the seeder we're going to go for, the seeder that plants cotton, that will not plant oats. So it's probably something to go for in a bit. Instead, as I said, I think what we're initially going to go for is probably soybeans, because they do bring in a very nice amount of money. That lorry is desperately trying to reach us to empty us. There we go. Once we empty this time, I think that will be it for the potatoes this time. In fact, yeah, I've just seen Helper C has completed their task. That is our subsoiler. So our subsoiler is done. We're going to get one last load off here, which hopefully our lorry is going to avoid the trees to do. See if we can line that up. Get one last load in here, which, yeah, it's going to have to run through the crop a little bit. That's the beauty of these ridges, you can run between them. And we're actually full, so we'll reverse this up. And that is a perfect place for us to end today. So I'm really pleased with that. We've made good progress here. We've also made good progress with our fields. All of our fields have been subsoiled. Our lorry is heading off now. That is going to go and tip this. But me, all that remains from my point of view is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please ring that bell and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.